You were born with the ability to see past the edges of any photo. Any photo you looked at could be expanded into a panoramic view of the moment that picture was taken. One day you walk into a museum and realized your power worked on paintings too. Then you saw something that left you stunned. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Don't panic. It's not what you think. I tried to tell myself that I was just hallucinating, that what I was seeing wasn't even possible. My ability only pertained to photographs, real still life pictures taken with cameras, not painted portraits with no basis in reality. A bead of sweat steered itself across my face as my breath quickened. I squeezed my eyes shut as I tried to will it away, but when I peeked through my eyelids it was still there, staring at me. I had always been able to see the periphery of a photograph. I could look at any picture and see past the captured moment, into the wider environment and stroll through the surrounding panorama. I could see what others didn't want to see, the true nature of the photo that the camera's scope didn't reach. I could understand the feelings and emotions of the people within the frame because I knew what they were seeing outside the selected slice of reality. But this was different. Standing in the main thoroughfare of the city's only art museum, I realized my limbs had frozen. My legs bled into the floor, fusing me to the carpet below my feet. Even if I wanted to move, my body was rigid. My eyes were paralyzed, damned to stare into the void of what I was seeing, locked to the floor without hope of escaping. I had been drawn to the painting like no other I had seen before, a snowscape, set in the woods next to a familiar lake, a canoe spotted with snow bobbing on the surface of the ice-cold water like raindrops on a lotus leaf. I couldn't take my eyes off it. It stared back at me with the same ardent enthusiasm, drawing me further and further into its depths. I had stepped back, drawn my field of view outside the confines of the frame which it inhabited to see the surroundings of the lonely canoe and its snowy contents. Tall pine trees I could almost smell stood huddled together around the water, encircling it with a warm embrace. The snow hung on its branches like a decorative blanket, hugging it closely. Snow speckles glittered in the sunlight, blue diamonds falling from a fluffy gray sky pregnant with snowflakes. The further out I moved, the more peaceful I felt. I couldn't help but go further, deeper and deeper into the landscape and its surroundings. I had never seen a place so magical. I wasn't sure if it existed, but I couldn't leave it yet. I never usually spent this long in a photo, but then I had never been able to see the contents of a painting before either. I had to go deeper. Expanding outwards, drawing me inside it, I shivered at the sight of the freezing snow as I felt its icy tendrils sneaking along my ankles, wetting my socks. Out of the trees on the further bank of the river, an animal peeked its head out from behind a great brown trunk. As I inched closer, its face slowly came into focus. My heart stopped in my chest. The falling snowflakes froze in place, hanging in the air like dust particles in a still room. The river froze over, ice forming rapidly as it shot across the surface. The face loomed between the trees, half obscured by darkness. But I could see its other half clear as day. It was smiling, the kind of smile that sent shivers down your spine, igniting your nerves one by one. It froze the blood in my veins, pulled the breath from within my lungs. It was me. From between the pine trees, nestled amongst its snowy branches, was my face, twisted and coiled into a sickening expression of malevolence. It leered at me with its teeth bared, its eyes beckoning me further into its surroundings. All at once I pulled myself from the confines of the painting, unaware of how far inside I'd gone. I retreated at lightning speed, watching the face fade into the distance as the trees and snow and river sped past me, until I was once again face to face with the snow-spotted canoe. Reality came slamming back to my body. I felt as if I'd been slapped in the face, and my legs buckled beneath me as my body lurched backwards. I fell to the floor of the museum, panting, sweating, as I dragged myself back further and further away from the snowscape where it hung. "Ma'am, are you okay?" I looked around to see a concerned security guard offering his hand as he helped me off the ground. Everyone in the room was staring at me, their faces mixed with concern and fear. I thanked the guard as I turned on my heel and headed to the elevator, putting as much distance between myself and the snowscape as I possibly could. Entering the elevator with my head between my hands, uncertain of what I'd just seen, I collected myself. I'd never felt that pull before, that inability to let go of the picture I was viewing. It was like I was locked inside and pulling back was impossible. I rubbed the bridge of my nose and took a deep breath. As I looked up to fix myself in the mirror, my breath caught in my throat, my heart skipped a beat and my knees felt weak. I stared into the face of evil as my world went black.